So Infinity Ward decided yesterday to wake up and choose violence against the community by pretty much ignoring every valuable piece of feedback given to them around some of the massive changes that have been made in Modern Warfare 2. Some of these huge changes include the changes to the minimap from the likes of Cold War and Vanguard, along with the really overcomplicated and just stupid perk system, and of course, how can we forget Dead Silence being a field upgrade rather than an actual perk itself. Look, it's a very dangerous game for a game development company to think that they know what the community wants and that they know best. I mean, look at Saints Row, for example. When this game released, the admin of that Twitter account was going to work on all of the people giving criticism around Saints Row because they're being extremely defensive about it and they think that they know what the community wants better than the community themselves. Now, I do want to go into detail, give you guys the information on exactly what was said by Infinity Ward around these massively controversial features and a reason why they don't want to change it going into week 2. So, without further ado, let's dive straight in. Okay, so let's start off with everybody's favorite topic in Call of Duty, the minimap. This is what Infinity Ward had to say around the changes to the minimap and why they won't be changing it or reverting it to the classic minimap. Currently in the Modern Warfare 2 beta, we only show enemy players dots when a UAV is active. The design reason for this is that we don't want to punish players for firing their weapons. We also want players to actively search out the origin of the gunshots versus just travelling directly to where the dot is on the minimap. We continue to gather feedback on how the game is playing in regards to this topic. For me, the minimap is such a fundamental thing that the player will consistently look at and refer to when playing the game. And it's especially apparent when this game is branded and essentially created and designed for people being more tactical, which in another word is campy. In my previous review of the Modern Warfare 2 beta, I'll link it down in the description or on an annotation on the screen to go check it out. A lot of people in that video really agreed with a lot of things I was saying around how this game feels. The game is extremely slow paced, and Infinity Ward have again gone for a slower paced tactical feel for a Call of Duty game when it doesn't really suit that. This game is not Rainbow Six. We don't need all of this tactical equipment or gear or field upgrades to make it feel more Call of Duty like, because Call of Duty is about run and gun. Call of Duty is about quick scoping, trick shotting, all of these fun moments that you can create and do on your own. You don't need to be tactical in a multiplayer Call of Duty match for it to be a fun game. We now have spy cameras in multiplayer. We now have a literal decoy that you can inflate within a multiplayer game. We have so many other things that you can use as field upgrades, such as Dead Silence being one, and I really don't like the direction in which this game seems to be heading in. And this created some animosity in the fan base when Modern Warfare 2019 was out, because there was so many places that people could sit in rooms and camp, and you wouldn't be able to see that on the minimap because it's not a classic minimap. It doesn't show gunfire. So I can literally sit inside of a building, have windows all around me, see the entirety of the map, and I could just be gunning down people coming from their spawn. And unless they're using a headset, unless they're actively searching for me or where that gunshot's coming from, they're not going to have any idea. And that is why this game is going to be so slow and so campy like its predecessor. This worries me for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 massively, and I think a lot of people going into week 2 are going to have the exact same feedback as this. So for Infinity Ward to choose to not address this or to not trial this in week 2, I feel like this is a dangerous path they're crossing. Surely it's more beneficial and it's better for someone to be able to see where a gun is being fired from without a suppressor. If someone is utilizing a suppressor in some way, a monolithic or a standard, you won't show up on the radar. So that's your choice in game. That is your gameplay choice and decision to make before entering that lobby. Do I give up an attachment slot to add a suppressor, or do I risk not having one and being seen on the minimap? It has been around in Call of Duty since the Modern Warfare days back in 2007, and I don't know why Infinity Ward are trying to change something that was never broken in the first place. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. I do not like this decision at all. I thought Cold War and Vanguard did a good job reverting it, and I thought it paid off in those games. You could have a lot of fun, and you could actually see where non-suppressed weapons are being fired from. Although, what I did also forget, and this is why I don't think that this is ever going to change. Charlie Intel tweeted it in this reply of this tweet itself, and it says this: "It's crazy to remember that they started things out with no minimap at all in Modern Warfare 2019's beta, and the only compromise to all of that feedback was just putting it there with no dots. I don't think that we're going to get changes to this minimap. I think this is a one and done. I don't think we're going to have any changes by Infinity Ward, but we can at least try and push for it. Now let's briefly move on to perks and dead silence. The perk system in Modern Warfare is a bit meh, to be honest. It's not good at all. I really don't like it. I hate the fact that you've got to earn perks in game through playtime, and if you join late, you're less likely to earn that final perk because you've joined late. So you're punished for being put into a game which wasn't of your own accord because you've only searched for a game and you've been put into a lobby later than everyone else, and it's just a mess. I don't like it. I feel like they've changed something again that's not needed to be changed. It wasn't broken. Why has it been changed? Why is it being overcomplicated? I don't understand. But this is what Infinity Ward had to say about the perk system and potentially what they're going to do about it. We've seen varied feedback on the perk package system. Some players love it and others feel it's an unnecessary departure from the original system. We feel it's a nice shake-up as to how the perks work and to general progression of the match. We've also balanced the ultimate perk to be more powerful as you earn it later on in the match. We'll continue testing throughout the beta weekend too, including drastically altering the earn rate of these to see how players react. Our goal remains improving the flow of all perks ahead of launch. So again, pretty much confirmation there that this won't be changed. This will be there for launch, and this is the direction that they're going with, and they're not reverting it back to the previous or classic system. It will just remain as this perk package system going into the full release of the game. Whether that's your cup of tea, it's not mine, but look, if they tune it, maybe it'll get better, but will it be perfect? Of course not. The previous one, I don't know why they've changed it. Maybe they wanted to put the perks which are more abused, the likes of Ghost and things, as the third perk in that package so you earn it last. But I don't like it. I like to be able to choose my perks for a game and go into the lobby with the perks that I know I've put on, and then that's just the way it should be in my opinion. But again, let me know thoughts and opinions down below, and let me know if you want it changed or if you would like it to stay the same. And finally, dead silence. A very controversial topic back in the Warzone days and of course Modern Warfare 2019. Dead silence has always been a perk, whether it's perk 3 or whatever it might be in previous Call of Duty games, and it's always been something you could choose to equip or choose not to equip. With this, dead silence, it is a field upgrade. You can earn it just by playing through a Modern Warfare game. You don't need to put it as a perk or anything like that. It's the same as Warzone, same as Modern Warfare 2019. No changes there. The community really requested and wanted dead silence to be a perk. Infinity Ward said, no, not a chance. We are keeping it as a field upgrade. And of course they have done that. So this is what Infinity Ward had to say around dead silence. Dead silence is another hot topic as many players have expressed that they would like to see it as a perk instead of a field upgrade. We believe it is important to the game's health that rushers are not able to move at high speeds without consequence. Dead silence as a field upgrade creates a balance between freedom of movement and predictability of combat. Look, I kind of get what they're saying here, but for me, dead silence should be a perk. It has been in loads of Call of Duties in the past. It is a sacrifice. You can put on dead silence, but sacrifice that for another perk in the game, and you can be more silent around the map. You can be more mobile around the map, and that is what dead silence as a field upgrade prevents people from doing. And what it does do is promote slow play and camping. That is what I really hate about dead silence being a field upgrade. In previous games for Search and Destroy, you could put a dead silence on as a perk and you could be more mobile around the map. You wouldn't feel like you were being listened to in every direction when you were running from one area of the map to the other, because you could do that. With dead silence as a field upgrade, you can only use it once or maximum twice in a game. This does no favors for anyone trying to move from one side of the map to the other, and people moan that this game is going to be slow, or that Modern Warfare 2019 or Warzone was slow. Well, why wouldn't it be if dead silence isn't a perk? This whole game for me is built for people to take it slow, to have their safe spaces back, and to be campy or tactical, as you want to say. I don't agree with the direction this game's going. I feel like it needs change. I feel like Infinity Ward would be stupid not to try this out in weekend 2 of the beta. That's what a beta's for, right? To try new things out, to get feedback from the community. And if you're not going to do that and you're just going to say that we know best, then what's the point in having the beta? This might as well be a pre-release of the game where stats count, if it's going to be like that, if we're not going to change, tune or amend anything for this second weekend. Look, in summary, this video was just giving you guys the lowdown on what's happening happening right now with this game. I feel that when this game is in the hands of other platforms such as the Xbox, the PC community as well, and the free-to-play element, or just generally the open beta on PlayStation, Infinity Ward are going to get a lot of the same feedback. And I feel like they're going to have to listen in some capacity, because if they don't listen to it, then the game might suffer because of it when it launches. So I hope Infinity Ward do listen to it. I hope we do see a couple of amendments on the minimap, just to maybe try it out for a day, even if it is just on a Sunday or the Monday before the beta ends. A couple of hours of trying it out and seeing what the feedback is like. I really feel like it would be beneficial for them to do that. If they don't, then again, it's worrying, because if they're not going to listen to us about this, what are they going to listen to us about? So that's yeah, the worrying thing for me. But guys, as I mentioned, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel for plenty of Call of Duty content coming, and of course just other games in general, the likes of Halo, God of War, things like that. It's gonna be cool. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next one.